So if you want to remove your factory Cherokee bumper, the first thing to note is that it's kind of a pain in the ass. Second thing, if you can remove these caps, your end caps, either by ripping them off or figuring out a way to unbolt them, that's a lot easier. I've gone and modified this one to have a bolt here threaded right into the bumper, and then there's another bolt down here, and I've replaced them with stainless because the factory rolled ones just rot out. But once you can get this cap off, that way things become a lot easier. Okay, the next thing, if you can manage to remove the cap, which factory it's mounted a little bit different, I suggest changing it. It makes it a lot easier. Then you can remove your vacuum canister. It's just two tiny bolts under the bumper. You just undo them, and then you pull out the plug here, and it can slide out the end. So now we can see what we're actually dealing with. Back in there, there's 3 bolts. Right in there, they're in a triangle shape, and that's what you're wanting to remove. Here's just another view looking down the bumper. There's one there, one up there, and then one over here. Those are the 3 you want to remove. Now if you can't get the cap off, you can come in from under here, right behind the plastic. There's like a mud flap thing. You can reach up under there with a ratchet, right under this flap, and you can see them. Now factory, these bolts, they go into one of those like clip-on nut things, so you don't have to put any kind of a wrench on the back side. Now if the clip-on nut thing breaks, you're probably going to be in a really tough position, because there's not really a lot of room to put vice grips or anything on the back side. At that point you could try the other 2 bolts that hold the bumper to the mount. Now with the bumper off, here's what we're looking at. There's these 2 holes that had the clip-on nuts I was talking about, and then the third one in there, it's actually a nut welded to the frame. So that one shouldn't break off, but these clips might rust out and give you trouble. Now you might be able to reach around up through this hole, but there's not really good access on this side, so you might end up in trouble. Now what I've done is replaced the clips with just a regular nut and bolt, and I've cut a little notch in the bumper there so that a wrench can sneak in from the bottom and reach the nut and bolt. Putting the bumper back on is pretty easy. With these little notches that I cut, you can't even see them from the front side, but they allow you to hit the wrench up in there to tighten the bolts. So that's helpful, and it would make it a lot easier to remove again. Also, bumper caps go on really easily with this new part here that I tapped right into the bumper, and then one bolt down here that has a nut, but you can get to the back side of it. Makes things a lot easier.